As you can see behind me, there are parts and pieces everywhere. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Robby Layton with Robby Layton Nation, and on today's episode, we're getting the banana out of the booth. Last episode, we got the roof painted, we got all the jams jammed, so let's get in there, let's get that thing unmasked, and let's get to work. It's like opening a present on Christmas morning. Ah! Ah! Everything's unmasked. Taylor's got the big ball of paper and plastic and tape. We're gonna get that out of here, get the booth doors open, and we're backing this thing out. Good thing we got the bucket seat still in. Vroom, vroom. You feel those ponies? 'Cause I sure did. Nice bucket seat. Now that we've got it out of the booth, we're gonna be prepping everything with 600 grit. We're not gonna go crazy and block it all out because it's not a show car. It just needs to be a good paint job. All the grays gotta be sanded, all the outsides of the doors. Once they're all sanded, we're gonna bolt it back up, get it in the booth, and spray the outside all at once. We've got all the door handles, we've got the cowl vent, we've got the front header panel. So we're gonna get all the little stuff painted also. We've got a lot of work ahead of us for this week.
Dirty job. Hey guys, you can't even talk in this thing. It helps, but you can't talk in it. Look how dirty he is.
It's like it's snowing, but it's dust. I am manually stripping this hood. The reason for that is there's about 6 different paint jobs. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers. And I've already stripped about 2 layers off on top of this. It's a very dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Back to work. Yeah, there's a lot of dust.
That's why we have these on. See, even I have one on.
I'm gonna take a dual action sander. We call it a DA, 6-inch pad. And I'm gonna DA 80 grit this whole thing. Just get it all even and where I want it. And then there's a few little dents and dings I'm gonna fill also. I've got a couple more dents. Everything's stripped. We've DA'd it. I've been filling everything. I've got 2 little dents here, so I'm gonna just grind them out real quick. They don't really have to be ground. This way I can see where they're at. So when I walk away, I can come back and be like, oh, there's a dent, there's 2 more. I've got a little one here. Then I'm gonna fix this right here. I'm gonna go mix up a little bit of filler, come back, spread it out.
And the cameraman's got safety glasses too.
Yeah. That's right, he does. And he's gonna have gloves if he does anything that requires gloves. I've put a little bit of tape down where I don't want any of the filler at. That way it's easier to clean up. Just trying to pull it tight. Put a little spot here. Another little spot here. That's that. We're gonna let this dry. Everything's sanded now, so I'm gonna glaze just a couple spots. I've got a bad spot here. I've got a bad spot over here, and then a couple pinholes that I need to get taken care of. We'll buzz that down, and then we're gonna prime it. We're mixing up glaze to fix those little spots. This is how we do it. You put the glaze, then you add your hardener. Then you mix it up. You make sure you add as much air as possible. Just kidding. Makes it real good. Okay, let's go put this on a real thin layer. Now I'm gonna take a razor blade and just razor blade some of the bad spots. I'm just filling pinholes. And that's all, folks. Got all the body work done. Now we've got the louvers put where we need them. We're gonna start measuring out where all the bolts go. Gonna get some center punches, get the corners all drilled in, bolted down, and then we're gonna figure out our spacing so it looks good. I'm laying out all my stainless steel bolts. I went and cleaned out all the hardware stores, got me some 1024s, stainless steel Allen head bolts. They're gonna look good in this hood. So I'm laying out the spacing for all the bolts. We've got a lot, 3 on the front and then 8 down the sides. Little trick I use, sewing tape measure. So it's flexible, I can lay it out, because a normal tape measure is just kind of hard to deal with in the body industry. So I like sewing tape measures. Set it there, do all my measuring. See, and then I take and flip it over. The tape measure just lays down real nice. So I'm gonna find my center, mark that. We're gonna work this way. That way we don't get a bow in the center of this. Who knows if it's the right way, but it's my way, so whatever. My way or the highway. So I'm gonna use my vice grips just to hold it in place while I pop my holes. This is just a pilot hole.
Where are your safety glasses?
Sorry, the safety manager's getting mad. She's going to get my safety glasses. They're sitting on my desk. I can take it off and I can move it. And I have 3 pilot holes. So now we can figure out what size to use for our nut zerts. Pop those in. The nut zert side hole is going to be bigger than the actual hole that the bolt goes through. We're using a 19/64 drill bit. Oh, Sorry, safety supervisor came.
Hi.
Now that we're protected, these will drop right down in. Perfect. So this is how you use a nut zert, riv nut, whatever the heck you want to call it. I have a Cornwell tool, insertion tool. Screw it on, just like a rivet. Put it in the hole, and you pull the handle. Voila! So we'll do this 367 more times, and we'll have this hood done. So the reason I'm bolting this down instead of riveting, it's not an accessible vent. There's gonna get sand, there's gonna get debris. I want this to be so that Matt can unbolt it, clean it all out if he needs. I've got this side all drilled. I'm gonna drill across this. Whoa, don't do that. Check it out, we'll fix it. Fixed. We almost lost the only one. Sorry, Matt.
Only one in existence.
Dinner's even having a heart attack.
That was scary.
Okay. Ah! We hit a brace. Hold on. We hit a brace underneath. Don't worry. We gonna fix it.
We gonna fix it.
So the moral of the story, drill super fast. Don't slow your drill bit down. I ran my 1/4-inch drill bit through both layers. The outside is gonna stay 1/4-inch. We're gonna put our other bigger bit in, 19/64 drill bit. So that's the size for the nut zerts. So we're gonna take off all the vice grips.
Ta-da!
Dinner's super good at removing vice grips.
Super good, thanks.
So we're gonna unbolt this, the 3 bolts that I had holding it together. We're gonna move this sucker off, then we're gonna put all the nut zerts in. So this panel is technically complete. Bigger drill bit time. There's our one that was being a butthead. You might notice I'm running this at full speed and I'm not letting off the trigger. There's a reason behind that. Because when I put it down here, this is a 1/4-inch hole. We're only trying to step up one size. So if I start it, it's gonna grab an edge and it's gonna wanna tear and do stupid stuff. So I run it at full speed, pop it through. And voila, they're all drilled. So now we're gonna insert all of our riv nut, nut zert, thingy-majigger thingies with threads in them. Hello, Chris. Hello.
Hi, Chris. Macho man.
Got it. It feels so strong inserting these nut zerts.
Ooh, so buff.
Toy like a tiger.
Toy like a toy.
So in theory, you guys at home watching this will be about 5 seconds worth of installation that took me 2 hours. The editor does amazing. He's a good editor. We're only halfway done. At least we screwed up on the first one, and the second one will be perfect. It's all drilled. We're gonna test fit it. Gonna get all the bolts in it, make sure they all fit, and then we're gonna tighten them down, get everything set nice. I told her this looks good, and she says, I've seen better. This is extremely symmetrical and very well thought out and even. Earlier, me and Dinner had to go all over town to find bolts. What do you know? As soon as I go buy new ones, I come back and I had put them where I wouldn't lose them. And guess what I did? I lost them, just like my tools. Luckily, I have spare bolts now. So when I lose these again, I'll have extras. Jeez, I looked everywhere before we left. We got a little tip from the boss herself. You wanna know how you sit on the ground without getting dirty? Show them, Dinner.
You sit in a cardboard box.
We're gonna get back to center punching on our second louver. We'll drill the hood holes bigger. Time for the nut zerts. Okay, so we got all the nut zerts in. We're gonna get this bolted down. Then we've got to get these louvers off to sandblasting so we can get them painted. We screwed up the first one, so the second one was perfect. Look at that. First try. Every single bolt went in, didn't have to adjust nothing. We got the louvers done. Now all we have to do is unbolt them. They're gonna be sent off to sandblast, and we're gonna be priming this hood here in just a minute. Sound of success. All right, we're gonna send these to Jackson Manufacturing to get them sandblasted. We got Louie. These are 1 of 1. Don't screw them up.
Do my best not to.
Thank you. I'm gonna show you guys what the underside looks like with all the rib nuts in. Looks pretty cool. This one's gone through 2 layers. Same with this one, but they're all in and they're looking good. They all work, they function. I'm just gonna get this edge down, gonna get some masking paper thrown on it. We'll wax and grease it. We're gonna prime this. Bam! It's all masked. Look at that. Time to glove up and get some wax and grease. First things first, blow, tack, and static it. Blow, tack, static. We're neutralizing the panel so that our static is eliminated, and that eliminates dirt. We're gonna put down wash primer underneath. This is gonna allow the primer to stick straight to the metal. With your wash primer, you just put down a nice little light coat. Doesn't take a lot for it to etch to the metal. We'll let this sit for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna put down our 3 coats of primer. The reason I'm stirring this, it's just primer and hardener, so I'm not worried about the toners coming out of it. So I'm just gonna use a stick. It'll work this time. All right, we'll let that sit and flash off. We'll put 2 more coats of Peterbilt primer. Then we're gonna guide coat it, and that's it for the night. We got our final coat on. We're just going through, checking for imperfections, filling those little spots in with the extra primer we got. Then we will guide coat it, and it's done.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Dinner made a boo-boo. Dinner drugged the camera handle through the primer.
At least it was just primer and not paint.
We'll make Dinner sign the hood now since he drugged the camera through it. Right here.
See that one right there? That was Dinner.
We got the parts back from Dax Manufacturing. They've got the louvers all sandblasted and the rear bumper. This is what they look like after they come back from the sandblaster. We're gonna get them 180'd and they'll be ready to get epoxied, black, and clear coated. So what I'm doing is wet sanding. The reason for that is I don't feel like wearing a mask tonight. And I've already dry sanded everything, so the water just kind of keeps all the dust down. I don't mind wet sanding. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, got the cameraman. Finishing out all my edges, whittling them. Taylor's working on the doors and the grills. We're gonna steam out this cowl panel. It is jam-packed full of sand from the banana split. Thanks, Matt and Rudy. Jeez. Before we can prep it, we gotta get it unsanded. So I'm gonna show you how to do it with the steamer. Is how you remove sand out of a cowl panel. And while we're at it, why don't we just get those pedals steam clean too? Watch your face. Okay.
That's steamy.
What was that, 1.1 second? Look at that, perfectly clean.
Lens.
Oh, crap, hold on.
There we go. Oh, pretty.
Look at that.
It's getting hot in here. So
No, Dinner, don't take off anything. Please don't. And that was a how to steam clean the bananas pedals segment. All right, time to blow, tack, and stat. And then we're turning these black. This white is epoxy. We're gonna blow some black on it. Got that, now onto the louvers. We need to let this flash out for 12 minutes. We'll be back in with a second coat and then 2 coats of clear. With this clear, after our first coat, it gets a 20-minute flash bake at 120. And then we put our second coat on. We're gonna have you see how we do the first coat. We won't bore you with the second one. We'll just be right back after that and we'll show you the finished product. We got Dinner filming. He's got his spacesuit on tonight.
Hi guys.
Now I gotta figure out how to do the louvers because I wanna lay them flat so that nothing runs off of them. I'm gonna spray 1 coat, see how it goes, see if I feel comfortable leaving them hanging. If not, I'm gonna lay them flat. Here we've got the headlight bezels and the cowl panels all ready to go. Just gotta be clean and get them in the booth. We got 1 more door to prep. We're gonna show you guys how we do that here in a little bit. The grill panel, the header panel, This goes on the rear lift gate. We got the fuel door, the door handles, the door handle buttons. We've got all of this prepped down with 600 grit, ready to go. Fenders all prepped out. You can see across the cowl, it's all ready to be painted. Just needs to be cleaned, masked, and sprayed. Same thing, got this fender ready. This quarter panel's ready to go. Got our fuel pocket all sanded. Got all these doors ready to go. They're just laying down, just waiting. First, Dinner's stepdad Roy's been making some tacos. Dinner's helping him. Let's get over into the body shop and let's get eating.
Let's talk to Dinner about dinner.
What you got cooking, Dinner?
Chorizo. It's like a Mexican sausage and some asada. Roy is my stepdad. He's married to my mom.
Check this stuff out. It's gonna be good eating. We don't want to let all the steam out. They're just getting the chorizo all finished up. They're making some handmade tortillas.
So this is Roy making the tortillas. This is my mom. Her name's Carla. Hi.
Dinner's mom is just as giggly as he is. That's where he gets it from.
One of Demery's many talents is she loves to bake. So she's making us a cake tonight. We got tacos and cake.
It's stinky.
It's looking pretty good.
All right, we're gonna eat some tacos and then we'll get back to work.
Really good cake. What are you working on, Hillbilly?
Sanding the bolts for the hinges so we can paint them too. And
Nice.
cleaning the threads out of them, or cleaning the gunk out of the threads so that way they go in like they're supposed to.
So they don't look cruddy and shiny.
While everybody else is busy, we're trying to get everything in the booth. I'm gonna show you how to put a door on by yourself. We've got this door lift, basically a jack. All we gotta do, bring it into place. So you can just bring it right in and it just stays there. Get your bolts started and crank it in. So I'll get these bolts tight and then we'll get the door jack out of the way and then we'll get this door adjusted and we'll just continue around with all 4 doors. This jack comes in handy when other people are busy. It only takes one person. The jack's doing all the work. So we'll just let the pressure off, loosen these up, and that door is installed. I got the passenger doors on, so I'm gonna move over to the driver's side. We're not adjusting these perfect because the doors are actually coming back off. Once we go to rhino lining, we're taking all the doors off so that they're out of the way. We can get the rhino lining all the way in, past that weld. These are just temporarily on so we can paint it. One more door down, got the driver's front on, so I'm just gonna undo all this, get my bolts tight, and this thing's just about ready to go in the booth for the last time. It's about time. I've got 600 grit on my 6-inch orbital block. You body guys out there will understand what that means. I'm gonna block it out real quick.
So I got the front side of this grill all masked up. I went around the edges with fine line tape and then finished it off with some 1.5 inches. But now what I'm gonna do is actually flip it over. I'm gonna mask the back side so that all the paint overspray doesn't come up from underneath and land on the grill that I just spent 30 minutes masking off.
Wow.
Guess who taught me that?
That looks so good.
Got the grill all masked, front and back.
Whoa. Jeez, grinder. All right, got this thing all round blocked out. Time to get it hung on the Jeep. We're gonna get it in the booth so we can get spraying. Finally time. We're gonna pull this Jeep in the booth for the last time. We're gonna get the outside of the banana completely painted today. Got my bucket seat installed and we're gonna pull it in. As you can see, we got a lot of parts and pieces. We've got it all edged out. We're gonna run and grab some lunch, come back, get this thing bagged, and we're gonna start spraying. Check this out though. We've got all our little handles and pieces and our header panel and our deck lid and our cowl panel. We've got the headlight bezels, the grill. We've even got bolts. These are all the door bolts. We're even paint matching those so that they match. We don't want the red ones. So Hillbilly went and wire brushed them all, got them all whittled down. So all we gotta do is paint the heads of them. So when we finalize these doors and put them back on for good, they're gonna get yellow bolts in them. Time for lunch. We're getting hangry. Talk about a lot of work. We've been busting our butts this week. We've got the whole entire Jeep masked up, ready to go. We've got every part and piece in the booth. It is go time. It is what we have been working for the last 6 weeks on. It's time to get this thing yellow and painted so we can try to meet our deadline and get it back to Matt as soon as possible. What we're gonna put down first is a special plastic sealer. It goes directly to plastic. There's no adhesion promoter. It's got adhesive properties inside the sealer. We're gonna get that put on right now. Got my sealer all mixed up. It's go time. Check this out. This is called fish eyes. We're having a bad reaction to whatever is on this plastic. I'm gonna show you how to fix that. Okay, when you have a bad reaction, bad enough that it's gonna take more time to fix it than it's worth, thinner it off. It's a little trick I was taught from screwing up. Just wipe it off. The thinner's gonna clean it. It's gonna take whatever reactive stuff is on it, gonna take it away. We're gonna go in and clean the other 3 with thinner also. We're not even gonna mess around. We even pre-cleaned with waterborne plastic cleaner, so I don't know what's going on, but the thinner will take care of it. Got everything etched, sealed, blow tack and static. I'm gonna lay down the white base coat, and then we're gonna start on the yellow. I just want to point something out. Whoever prepped that back door did a phenomenal job.
Wow, preps one door, thinks he's amazing.
Phenomenal block work with the DA.
Who prepped the rest of this? Come on now.
You know, I don't remember. I have no idea. Wow. I don't know who prepped the rest of this Jeep. They did a very, very good job. A lot of parts we've got to get painted. We've got the white down, now it's time for yellow. I'm gonna hurry and shoot this. We're gonna film the first coat, then we have 2 more coats to go after that, and then 2 coats of clear. We won't bore you with every single coat. We're gonna start with the first coat now. As you can see behind me, there are parts and pieces everywhere. So much yellow paint in here right now. We've got all the yellow on the Jeep. We're gonna let it flash out for a little bit. We're gonna blow tack and static it, and we're gonna clear it. A lot of yellow. I'm gonna see spots for a while. All right, so we've had a little bit of a disaster. I'm gonna show you guys what happened. While Taylor was filming, I was moving a few things, and he actually touched one of the freshly painted things. See that yellow mark? I'll go show you exactly what happened. All right, so as I was spraying, Taylor was backing up. See those marks? That is where his back accidentally touched. I put a few extra coats of paint on it. I'm gonna sand it with some 600 and some wax and grease remover. I'm gonna show you how that's done. Then we're gonna get our last coat of base on this. I'm not gonna show you any of that, just the repair. And then we're gonna be clearing it. 2 coats of clear, like always. And then we'll have this thing done. Okay, it's all fixed up. I've got that based. I'm gonna let that flash out for about 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna put my 3rd coat on everything. Turned out awesome. All right, it's time to get the clear down. I've got it all mixed up in the gun, ready to go. It's just me here tonight, Sunday morning. We've got to drop this video in about 4 hours. So here's some tripod action. I'm just gonna speed this up for you. Here we go. What a day. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. I'll just show you what time it is. We've got a few hours before my editor's got to have this video edited and up so you guys can watch it. We're doing this all for you guys. I hope Matt and the crew's gonna be excited about it, as excited as we are. But in the meantime, I'm headed home. I need to get some sleep. I can't show you guys what's under these hands. Hint, hint, it might be an Easter egg. Looks like you're gonna have to go down to Matt's Off-Road Recovery in Hurricane, Utah. Take a look, take a selfie, and tag me at Robby Layton on Facebook and Instagram when you find it. Holy crapola, that looks good. Hint, hint, everybody. There's a total of 7 Easter eggs. I doubt anybody will find them all. But if you have what it takes to find all 7 Easter eggs, go to Matt's Off-Road Recovery in Hurricane, Utah and find them all. Good luck. All right, guys, that was a lot of work. We've been super busy this week, but I have good news. Every single piece of the banana is painted. I cannot wait for you guys to see this thing. Next week's episode, we're gonna be focusing on getting this thing put back together, getting it up to rhino lining so that they can do their job, and then as soon as we get it back, we're getting this thing back to Matt. Thank you for following along, watching us rebuild this thing, and we'll catch you on the next one.